In this video, I'm joined by a PulseChain advocate and builder who I had the pleasure to talk with well over a year ago. I'm happy to get back on stream, find out how he's finding the PulseChain ecosystem so far and what he sees for the future. So with no further ado, Mr. KG.
How's it going?
Good to see you, man. Looking dapper. Thanks for dressing up for the occasion.
Hey, thank you. I actually not to make you feel less special, but I was at an event tonight and I was like, man, I'm really feeling the vest. So I was like, I'll just carry it on stream.
Man, it's great. Sometimes when you put a shirt on and you haven't done it for a while and a shirt and tie, you just feel more confident, right? You feel good. So why not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I feel like $1,000,000 right now, at least.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks a lot. I know it's quite late over there, but long time no see. How's life been treating you on your side?
Oh, sorry, I had a little bit of feedback there. My apologies. No, life has been treating me good. Life has been bullish. Family's healthy. I'm healthy. Building's going amazing. Crypto's awesome. Even in light of all the weirdness, it's a great time, and I'm nothing but bullish and motivated.
Awesome, man. That positivity is infectious, especially with the current climate. Obviously, there's a lot of FUD. How are you finding it? How are you finding things so far?
There's a lot of FUD. It's max FUD. I mean, maybe it's hard to get more FUDdy, with SEC getting involved, and we have Uniswap now doing some gatekeeping. I think there's a lot of panic in the community, but I'm not worried about it. Me personally, I'm not worried about it at all. I'm happy to dive as deep as you want to go down that rabbit hole.
And what's the latest with the Uniswap stuff? I'm not really up to date with that.
So within the last few hours, I believe Uniswap, they can't stop trading of Hex or any token really because their contracts are immutable and it happens, but they can gatekeep individual tokens on their website, on their own dApp. And so basically they took away the ability to interact with your Hex on their dApp. So they shut it down, which is a great thing for the internet money wallet because we are a front end to Uniswap. So you could still interact with your Hex there. No problem.
Wow. I mean, I saw some stuff this morning. I got up and there was some stuff on Twitter about Uniswap. I saw people talking about it. I didn't know that. So just to reiterate, people can't interact with their Hex. They've somehow disabled that through the wallet, through your wallet.
No, not
through their contracts.
Through their front end, like their website. They basically, like, if you go and you paste in the Hex contract address, it'll say unsupported asset or something like that. I'm what I was curious about, because I haven't been able to explore it this far yet, is I'm curious if somebody has a liquidity position, if they're able to interact with their liquidity position. I haven't been able to confirm or deny that, but you cannot swap in or out of it right now.
Interesting. And then just after, obviously, all the SEC stuff came out. So not good with the gatekeeping. Obviously, Uniswap meant to be fully decentralized, so not good. But FUD aside, what are your thoughts on PulseChain so far? It's what, nearly 3 months old now?
Yeah, so far, it is expected, everything that's occurred. It was never going to be 100% perfect because no software is. That piece of software does not exist. That is what we call utopia. And to the Greeks that came up with the word utopia, literally meant no place. So perfect software doesn't exist. And so everything that's happening, we've had bugs, we've had quirks, we've had things that maybe didn't live up to, perfect software, but that's okay. No software ever is going to be perfect. And so I feel like everything that's happened is within the realm of what's to be expected for new software. I think we're making constant upgrades as individual projects, and the PulseChain team is making, iterations. PulseChain's getting better. It's getting more feature intensive. It's getting more reliable. Not just the chain's always been reliable, but just all the infrastructure around the chain. And so I think it's exactly what we want to see for a new piece of software: building, improving.
Yeah, I mean, it got off to a bit of a bumpy start with some of the, actually the first day, I think there was just a lot of stuff with MetaMask. I couldn't get the RPC settings, but after that, it's been good. Obviously, there's been a few bugs with bumps in the road with PulseX, but on the whole, it's doing what it says on the tin, right? It's cheaper, it's faster. It's allowing people to use the same stuff they had on Ethereum, the ERC20s as PRC20s. But obviously, we need that adoption to come through. Builders in the space like yourself are doing a great job. How are things going with your stuff, with your wallet and your project?
Awesome. I think they are actually as good as they've ever been. Just like our wallet is getting stronger and better as iterations and new versions come out, we as a team are getting better and stronger and faster. And the whole thing is just upgrade on top of upgrade. And so we are in the final stages of public beta, which we've been in public beta since November of 2022. And we're working towards the second round of security audits for the wallet, which will put us into version 1, and we're very close to that. And so it's a pretty exciting time. I mean, we have over 10,000 users across the 3 platforms. We have everything working as intended, and it's getting snappier, smoother. It's becoming a more professional wallet every single day. And so good. Things are great. Long story.
Awesome. Well, that's what we want. We want, we want builders on PulseChain. I mean, things are still fresh, and obviously everyone wants the 100x out the gate. But let's be honest, there's still not a lot of the best projects to even come to PulseChain yet, right? There's protocols being built now. There's protocols in the future that are going to come. At the moment, we've got a great fast chain and Hex there and some meme coins. But as these true DeFi protocols get rolled out, then we're going to see much more of an attractive ecosystem for people to come and join. So it's really exciting that your wallet's coming along well. What's the timeline, or is it just obviously when things are perfect?
Yeah, right now you can download the wallet on Android, iOS, and Chrome, and it is on mainnet. It is a mainnet real live crypto wallet, but we've kept it in the public beta stage because we wanted to get one more round of security audits before we put that official version 1 tag on it. And so right now we're just cleaning up some bugs that have been found. No major, no critical bugs. Really, it's just, if you clean your house for spring cleaning, we're dusting the baseboards right now, basically is what we're doing. So like the wallet is working as intended. All the major features are functioning great. It's literally just dusting those baseboards and wiping down the countertops, I guess would be a good analogy.
Awesome. Crossing the T's and dotting the I's, which we like to hear.
Exactly.
Fantastic. In regards to PulseChain, what have you loved so far, and what have you not loved so far?
Okay. Well, we'll start it off with the negative, and we'll end it with the positive. So what I have not loved so far, I guess, is there's been a resistance by a large part of the community to people building on PulseChain. And I think that has been the part I've liked the least, because it can be really discouraging, not just from us. We've heard it from all the builders. This is kind of a builder sentiment. When you are attacking the people and tearing down the people that are bringing additional utility and functionality to the layer 1 PulseChain that you believe in, you're actually hurting yourself. Now, I'm not saying to blindly support every single builder, because there's obvious scammers out there. You got to be careful and selective in who you support. But when I see people creating a toxic and negative environment for people to come in and build in, you're hurting everybody. You think you're protecting the community by being a maximalist, and you're not. You're hurting everybody, because no builder wants to come into a maximalist place where they're going to get attacked for building. So I think we're seeing, the community really evolve out of that. But that right there has been my number one complaint, I guess, is the resistance to more builders. And then I guess my favorite thing, honestly, is, as cliche as it might sound, is that it's actually here, and that we are building on it, and people are transacting, and tokens are, hitting all-time highs, and we're seeing community updates, and like the community is vindicated, and this thing is real, and it's live, and it's something we can touch and feel, so to speak. So yeah, I'd say that's my favorite thing, is that we can actually use it, and it's real right in front of our face.
Yeah, it's amazing. Obviously, the wait was so long and the tension built up for so long, that to actually have it and to see, the mainnet in your MetaMask, to see transactions at, a couple of pennies here and there, is amazing. Going back to what you said before as well, the maxi mindset, it is bizarre to me how some people think a chain is just going to thrive with one token or one or two tokens, and that you have to just only buy these coins and anything else is a scam. And it's very easy to attack someone, right? As we know, you're a guy who thinks deeply, you're into philosophy. It's very easy to be negative and say this person's wrong, that person's wrong. It's hard to be proactive, to be a creator, a builder, someone to come up with ideas and actually put those into action. So it is weird. Social media is great, and sometimes Twitter is great. A lot of the time it can be pretty toxic, and you see comments and you see stuff and you're like, why? What is that? How is that helping? We want people to come and have adoption to our chain. So I definitely feel you on that one. How do you think we change that? How do we get out of this maximalist mindset?
Well, we're probably never going to eradicate it completely. It's just always going to be there. But I think that the maximalists that are negative and want to destroy builders coming to PulseChain, I think they are becoming more and more of a minority, but they are loud. And so I think that there needs to be more public support for the builders. And even if you're out there and you want to support, you don't have to name any one project. You don't have to say, oh, I support Internet Money. Oh, I support PowerCity. You could say things like, I support good people building real things on PulseChain. Like that could be your statements. It doesn't have to be association with another brand. And so I think that's the biggest thing, is just being louder than the people who are dominating Twitter, because that's where a lot of people connect with new projects and new ecosystems now, is Twitter. And when someone searches Hex or PulseChain and they're like, if you're not Hex, PulseX, or PulseChain, you suck, leave. It's like, well, yeah. Can you imagine if somebody with a project on Phantom Opera was thinking about PulseChain and they see that tweet? Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
Exactly. It's toxic, man. And most people aren't willing to go deep down the rabbit hole and stuff, so they're going to glaze over it, see some toxic tweets and some infighting, and be like, this is going to repel me. Here's another thing with that mindset. Actually, going back to what you said, the positive part about it is so true. Like, people, if they just took on board, I support true DeFi, I support true decentralization, people who are building good stuff, it doesn't take long to just look at the website and the team and see what people are doing and say, okay, these guys are good actors. They're not here to rug the community. Another weird mindset, and I think I see this more often than not, is, of course, people think their opinion's right? Because obviously everyone can only see the world through their eyes. So we all think our opinion's right. We all think that we're open-minded and we see things the right way. But what I find weird is people, when they're so, vehement in it, so that they're like, I believe in these coins and this is the right way. And if you don't believe in me, you're stupid. And I'm thinking, I understand you have that opinion because obviously you need to have an opinion, but to think everyone else is stupid and you're the person that's figured everything out, then we should create a religion around you, right? Because you figured everything out. And it's kind of madness, because I know I believe in certain coins and certain projects and certain philosophies in life. But obviously I know I'm biased towards my own beliefs.
Sure.
I see a lot of people that think their beliefs are the way, and if everyone thought the same way as them, then the world would be right.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And there's actually a thing for that. It's called the Dunning-Kruger effect. That's something people that think they have all the answers and are actually some of the they're usually the one of the least intelligent people, but they've learned so little. They learned a little thing about a big subject and they think they have it all figured out. Whereas if you go deeper down the Dunning-Kruger effect, the person that truly has all this wisdom and knowledge about any given topic actually stays quieter because they realize how much they don't know.
Socrates.
And exactly. So yeah, they're probably the people you're describing are probably subject to the Dunning-Kruger effect.
That's so true. I saw a meme about this and it was, what did it say? People with the narrowest minds have the widest mouths.
Oh, I love it. I haven't heard that, but that's bars. Fire.
Because in life, the more you learn, the more you realize how little you know, right? Because even if you were, let's say, I don't know, the #1 expert in the world on trees, let's just say that as an example. Number one, you still wouldn't know everything there is to know about trees. And number two, how about aeroplanes, cars, computers, crypto, biology, chemistry, pharmaceuticals, whatever. There's so many different subjects you don't know anything about. And to think that you have everything figured out is just kind of madness. So we see that in crypto a lot. I know crypto is very tribal, but yeah, just being more open-minded, right?
Completely agree. You are never going to learn everything about any subject. And especially in crypto, it's so diverse and so wide and so broad that even if you knew every single detail about Bitcoin, well, there's hundreds of chains. There's thousands of tokens on those hundreds of. I mean, you're never going to learn it all. And so, yeah, remaining open. And look, it's okay to have a team. I'm team internet money. I've got a team, but I still want to learn crypto. I still want to support other people building cool things. I still want to support people fighting for financial freedom. I still want to support people revolutionizing finance. I still want to do those things, even though I have a team. So I think there's a balance to be had for sure.
Yeah, I think it's just a mindset where, yeah, you have your team, you have your opinions, you have your beliefs because you need to, right? Otherwise, if you don't do that, you're just a leaf in the wind. You don't know what's going on.
Exactly. Yep.
But then you also know that, of course, I'm biased to my beliefs because I believe them. And personally, for me, I think how I've maybe got some success in certain areas of my life is like I've always been willing to be wrong, right? And be like, okay, what am I missing here? What could I learn more in my health, in my fitness, in my career? What am I missing in my relationships, and how could I improve that? But when you think you've got it all figured out, you're just like locked in. Like, no, I don't want to hear anything else. Like Bitcoin maxis, right, or hex maxis. I don't want to hear anything else. Everything else is a scam, and it's like it's the complete opposite of what crypto is built for, right?
Exactly. Exactly. Like I agree. Even maximalism for any one thing is the antithesis of crypto, unless maybe you're a crypto maxi, period. I might give you that one. But beyond that, we got into crypto. And I don't want to speak for everybody, but one of the common themes of why people get into crypto, one of the main reasons I got into crypto is I don't necessarily like the stranglehold that the government of my country, United States, has on my dollar. I don't like they have an unlimited mint admin key where they can just devalue my dollar at any moment. I don't like that they can privatized banking entities can stop my access to my money. I don't like that I can't transact after 5 if I want to send money to someone. I don't like that I have to wait 72 hours to send money to someone. I like crypto because anything you want to do with money, there's a way to do it in crypto. And if there's not a way, you can create that way. It is literally financial freedom beyond just, I make ones and zeros. It's financial freedom in terms of movement and interaction with money. It's like money spirituality almost. And so you will never find KG saying, I can't. I will never be. If I'm a maxi for anything, it's a maxi for internet money, and we are maxis for crypto. So it's like, I'm pro crypto. You know what I mean?
Pro crypto, which again, I guess is another word for pro freedom, right? And what does freedom say? It says free markets. Let the market decide what's valuable. Where, let's say Bitcoin maxis, we're having a go at them at the moment. They're saying, no, Bitcoin's valuable. Everything else is not valuable. Well, that's not true because you can buy Ethereum, you can buy other cryptos, obviously, take them to exchanges and exchange them for the dollar, for the pound, for the euro. So you let the market decide what's valuable, and freedom is the choice to say, okay, we're saying this is valuable now. Okay, this is more valuable. So yeah, pro crypto, pro freedom, and let the market decide. Don't let someone else tell you, because I think we're fed up of people telling us what we can and can't do. And the fact that we can send money without having to, go through a third party.
Yes.
And then you can create programs which are inclusive to people. Like, for example, not everyone in the world can walk into the bank and get a bank account. But if you have an internet connection and you have the certain crypto in your wallet, you can take that loan or, do some sort of DeFi protocol as long as you meet the requirements. It's not a, oh, no, hang on, you don't come from this social economic class or your job isn't good enough. maybe you come from a third world country, but you've been savvy and you've saved up enough Ethereum or PulseChain or whatever, and you want to take a loan, you want to do some sort of DeFi protocol. So there's so many different facets to it that are appealing to people who are a bit more open-minded. But of course, like you said, you're always going to find people that are, you know, we're TradFi and we're this crypto, and they're going to argue. So you've got to let them do their own thing, right?
You do. Again, we're never going to eradicate them. And what's really cool about crypto is more people in the world collectively have access to a smartphone with internet than they do a banking system or a bank account. So you can imagine these, third world places like parts of Africa, parts of India, parts of Pakistan, where people literally don't have access to a bank account, but they have access to some, 5-year-old Android device, right? With 45 minutes that they bought on a card at a gas station. And they could use that 45 minutes to transact. They can use that 45 minutes to have financial sovereignty. And so it's like, it only makes sense that governments, or not just the United States, but period, the only reason they would want crypto is because even though we think crypto is anonymous, it's pseudo-anonymous because, once you connect to a centralized exchange or, they start linking your addresses together. So governments like crypto probably because they can track you. They can track everything you spend money on. There's a centralized ledger, even though crypto like blockchain is decentralized, the ledger is centralized in that anybody has access to it and can view it. And so they probably like it for that aspect. Like, oh, I know what, Matt's doing. I know what KG's doing, right? He's moving his money to this address and this address. What is that address doing? Oh, that address pulled out on Kraken. Oh, where did that, it was, so they can track you. But they don't like it because it makes us not reliant on their dollar. It makes us not reliant on their banking system. And so it only makes sense, like right now, that PulseChain is getting attacked. Makes sense that XRP is getting attacked because, well, look at the power. You think the government wants people knowing that, oh, yeah, you could just go out there and raise $1 billion. No problem. You could just go do that. You don't have to ask permission. You could raise $1 billion worldwide. You don't have to ask. Do you think that they want people to know that information? Absolutely not, because that would empower people too much.
Yeah, well, this is why DeFi is here, right? This is why it first came around, and it's not going anywhere. And, PulseChain, as Brandon says here, is actually a great comment. I support whatever brings new useful things and volume to PulseChain. Last time I checked, variety and competition is a net positive. It's so true. And obviously, PulseChain is decentralized. And we can open source code. You can build what you want. And if you're adding value to the world. What do you think the future looks like then for PulseChain from here forward?
Loaded question.
I know, obviously, in the current climate, it's hard to answer, but,
the future is uncertain because not uncertain in necessarily an inherent negative way, just uncertain. And literally it's just uncertain, right? Because any guess right now, if it wasn't speculation on a brand new product before, well, now we have the government involved. So it's like super speculation. So it could be, and the reality that like I would love to see is Richard Hart does fight this. Richard Hart rallies the troops to fight alongside him. We see Richard Hart in Congress standing up for DeFi. All those streams he had with whoever, he comes out and he has that stream with Congress or whoever he has to talk to on the world stage. And he actually does his best to fight for DeFi because, again, this is so much more than PulseChain. There's people out there that are like, die PulseChain, Hex, you're stupid. Richard Hart, this and that. It's like, guys, do you not see what you're doing? You think you're fighting against PulseChain and Richard because you don't like him, but you're really saying, hey, government, we support you in taking away our sovereignty. That's what people are really saying. And so my ideal reality out of all this is that we do see a fight and we have the opportunity to push back, because if I fear, I suppose, that if PulseChain team rolls over and just pays a fine and like admits guilt, right? I'm putting that in quotes because I'm not saying anybody's guilty. I'm just going the other reality. It sets precedent. And I don't know if this is a precedent we want to set. So I think as long as the community stays strong, and I know it's scary right now, the price is dumping hard, government's coming out, Uniswap's coming out, there's a lot of FUD, a lot of uncertainty. I still think that we have a very positive potential future because there's a lot of potential upside. I mean, look, even if Richard goes down, even if, which I don't think he will, but even if he does, he may be a martyr. And sometimes one martyr can spark revolution, you know? Free Ross.
Yeah, I mean, like, is even before any of this FUD, you had the bear market, price was suppressed. It's not helping, but, you know, like you said, other people or other crypto tribes are maybe in glee at the moment. Oh, we don't like Hex, we don't like PulseChain. The problem is they're coming for you next, right?
Yeah, so, exactly. Yes, exactly.
So it would be a good idea to support stuff that is, you know, DeFi that has, going back to what we were talking about earlier, the original crypto principles at heart. What has been your take on this whole bear market? Do you think that we're here till 24, 25? Or do you think other things are going to suppress that or bring that even, or maybe even spark it earlier, the bull run?
So TA, bear market, bull market, it's not my forte on the team or in the space. I have people that I look up to and I really respect their perspective. And they think mid 24 to mid 25, 2025 is a range where we really start to confirm, yeah, we're bulls full on. I believe the Bitcoin halving is in 9-ish months or something like that. And, you know, historically, that's been a time where things pump. But then again, if people are expecting a pump, it might not pump, you know, because it's already like the buy the rumor, sell the news event. It's already kind of baked in if you really think about that. So going with the guys I trust, they're thinking mid 24 to mid 25 is where we really confirm if we're in the bull or not.
I mean, that would line up with the kind of 2020, 2021. I think it started in 2020. The last bull market got suppressed a bit by COVID, and then 2021 started to rip. So, yeah, I mean, it's been brutal. Obviously, no one enjoys seeing their portfolio go down, especially in the last couple of days or hours even. But this is crypto, right? You got to experience the ups, you got to experience the downs.
You know, and call me crazy, but you know, I see Don. Don is in the chat. He's my partner. We both bought today. That is a statement of fact. We have both bought into this dip. So, you know, we've been day one sacrificers. And so this, like, if you believe in the future of PulseChain, and I do believe in the future of PulseChain, this is a great time to DCA. Now, that's not financial advice. You do whatever you're going to do. Please don't mortgage the house for this. But we threw in a little more. It was a great DCA opportunity. We DCA down large. So yeah, we bought today, both of us.
Yeah, I mean, you have to retrain your brain to do the opposite of what people want to do, which is, what do you want to do? I think everyone gets into crypto because of a pump. And if you somehow miraculously got into crypto at the bottom through your own initiative, wow, you're a genius. But most people get pulled in because Tesla's buying Bitcoin or whatever, or BlackRock have applied for an ETF. And it's like this news goes viral. People want to start buying and chase the pump. And then obviously when it dips, they're like, oh my God, I should sell, which is the opposite of what you should be doing. You should be, hopefully, if you're in crypto, selling green candles and buying red candles, not financial advice. So if you believe in these projects, yeah, it's crazy to see how low they've gone, way below sacrifice prices. Obviously, time will tell. We have an interesting thing happening this week, right? The Highest of Stakes documentary is screening tomorrow and Friday.
Well, I don't know where Friday. You are in the world. Is it the second or first where you are in the world?
I'm way ahead of you. I'm like 12 hours ahead of you in Asia at the moment. So it's going to be.
It's the second for you.
Yeah, it's the second for me at the moment. The third is going to be tomorrow. But for you guys, you're still on the first, right?
Yep. Yeah, for 28 more minutes, it's the first for me.
But maybe we won't. Don't worry, I won't make you go into the next day on the stream. But
that's all right.
You've got, I think it's the 3rd and the 4th. Is that right in the States that it comes out?
Yes. So the premiere is in Miami, Florida, on the 3rd, and the following 4th, 5th, maybe the 6th. It's all the other theaters that are supporting it open up. So there's which is kind of interesting, really, if you think about it, because it's the funny conspiracy. I don't know if you've heard this one yet. Of this goes back to Richard Hart playing 4D chess, where it's like, oh, he's got a buddy on the inside on the SEC, and they timed the highest of stakes launch because to go with the SEC announcement so that people can low key plug the documentary. I'm like, all right.
Who knows? Maybe in a few years, or a year, we're sitting back like, wow, that was crazy, right? That was all. That was the best chess move ever. Who knows?
Well, and it's actually, whether it's intentional or not, it actually still serves as in a lot of ways good, because, well, the whole premise of the movie is he a genius billionaire or is he a con man? Right, that's the whole premise of the movie. And then the SEC comes out and they're like, is he real or is he a con man? So it's like real life, the government is asking the question, and then the whole movie is framed around the question. It's like, dang, and so like people have been talking about it, which could have ancillary benefits of like ticket sales going really well and people demanding to see it again. And then, it could boost the prestige in order to get it streamed on streaming services. So I don't think personally that we're going to see like a mega, highest of stakes pump. I'm okay to be wrong. I think, again, these things are baked in already, right? When people are expecting a buy the rumor, sell the news event, when people are already talking about it, expecting it, it's already happening, So I feel like we may have I don't know. I'm not the TA guy. That's why I got other guys. That's just
but this is sentiment, right? This is sentiment analysis, and that's just as important. And before the SEC stuff, I was thinking, well, there's probably going to be documentary pump or something around it. Now I'm not so sure. Who knows? I'm not gonna not welcome one if it comes along. It'd be nice to get back to where we were.
Yeah.
Even, but that's So who knows? It could. I think a lot of people going to see the documentary at first they're already converted, right? You're preaching to be converted already. But obviously, if we get into big streaming platforms like Netflix and Amazon, over time, people start to watch it. Listen, who doesn't like drama? Who doesn't like to, be enticed to watch something? The trailer entices you. Is this guy a scammer? Is he the real deal? So I think at first, people going to see it in the cinematic and the theatrical releases will be hexagons, will be pulsicons. Yep. I think it will be more of a slow burner. But let's see. Maybe it could take off and it starts to be shown more around the country and hopefully even abroad.
Yeah. And, me as like someone who watches stuff, like we all do, I seek out crypto documentaries just because I like to watch things about crypto and see different perspectives. And there's some good ones out there. And, I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world that looks up crypto documentaries. Like I've learned a lot about crypto history from various documentaries. So I think that if we do make it on to a good streaming service, I don't know what impact it's going to have on price, but I think it'll definitely cause people to look into it. Like, there's this one documentary around this centralized exchange scam that happened some years ago called Quadriga CX. Never heard of it. Watched the documentary. Loved, documentary is great. And then I went like hours of research into Quadriga CX. You know what I mean? Just because I wanted to like get more details and learn more about it. So I do think it could be beneficial for introducing people to the ecosystem.
Yeah, it's funny you should say that, because I was thinking about this, because many people had that kind of epiphany when they heard about Richard Hart, and they were like, this guy is just, they've seen short clips. They were put off by his braggadocious kind of attitude, or maybe the way he shot people down. Then they started watching his long form content and they became converted. I'm wondering if that's going to happen with some people who just like Richard, just like Hex, PulseChain, and they see this come out and they're like, you know what, let me just watch this just to see, you know, what this is about. And then suddenly by the end of the, I don't know, 90 minutes, 2 hours, however long it is, they're like, hang on, I'm kind of not sure about my own beliefs anymore. They start researching, they start seeing the community, people building real projects on PulseChain. And yeah, so it will be interesting. And that's, I guess, someone like yourself with that other documentary, you watched it, your interest was piqued, and then you went down the rabbit hole for a few hours researching about it.
Exactly. And in that particular scenario, I mean, there was nothing I could invest in, right? The scam had already happened, but still, had there have been like, you know, a community to engage with, or, you know, a project to look into, I would have at that time, I would have learned about it, because, you know, there's a lot of cryptos out there, but not all, 99.9% of them don't have a documentary about them. I think maybe Bitcoin and Ethereum are like really the only other ones. And sometimes they sprinkle in, like, in those documentaries, like they might mention a project or something, but really like centered around, you know, Charles Hoskinson. I don't even think Vitalik has a documentary. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true.
It's pretty cool. No, you're good. It's pretty cool.
One thing Richard does very well, or has done well, is, you know, the number one rule in marketing: don't be boring. Don't be boring, right? Love him or hate him.
Yeah. He's not that.
He's not that. And if you look back through history, you know, do you know who P.T. Barnum was?
Possibly. His name sounds familiar.
He ran circuses and stuff like that in the States back in, you know, the 19th century.
Okay. Yep.
And he would go into town and pull all types of weird stunts. Like, he might hire someone to go just to walk through the town and lay like a line of bricks all the way through the and people be like, what's this guy doing? And they'd follow him and then end up at his kind of circus show. So he'd do these kind of weird and wacky things, and people would love him and hate him, but it still attracted people to come and watch the shows and see what he was doing. So yeah, number one rule of marketing: don't be boring, right? People don't want boredom. They don't want to be bored. Life already is too hard. It's banal. It's, you know, got to make money, got to pay the mortgage, got to look after the kids. We want a bit of excitement. We want a bit of spice and variety. So Richard at least has done that. And he knows how to create, obviously, a tribe that believe in him, and also, you know, piss people off and get people talking about him, which, even though I saw a Twitter space earlier that, like, is Richard Hart a scammer or whatever, a lot of people are in there talking, right? And that's generating people talking about Hex, PulseChain. Did you see that at all?
Oh yeah. I first of all, I agree completely on the don't be boring, you know, because there is a fine line. There is a fine line.
Of course. Yeah.
there is but yes, you are right, and I do agree, and that is something he does really well. It's easy to talk about Richard, love or hate. It's easy to talk. There's millions of things you could talk about Richard Hart for days, and that's something he does really well. And yeah, when this news came out, man, there was still, like, it came out, I guess, yesterday. There were several Twitter spaces in the thousands yesterday. There was another Twitter space today. I had like 8,000 listeners. There's another one happening tomorrow. Actually, I actually got invited to speak at one tomorrow by Mario. It's Mario Nafal, but it's like his group. It's not him, you know, under his profile. That they did a space yesterday or today, and that got like 3,000 listeners. There's thousands and thousands of people. What else is happening in crypto right now? If you're on crypto Twitter, you're talking and reading about PulseChain. I mean, go look at the SEC. Go look at their Twitter. Look at their other tweet engagements. It's laughable. And they post about Hex and PulseChain as thousands of comments and retweets. And it's all crypto Twitter's talking about right now.
Absolutely. And going back to what you said, there is a fine line. I definitely haven't agreed with Richard from start to finish. You know, there's many things I'm like, what is that? Or what's that? You know, why so quiet, or why so loud, or why so braggadocious, whatever. That's my own opinion. But also I understand that what he's doing is he doesn't want to just, you know, be wallpaper and blend in to the background. He wants to stand out. So, you know, maybe that will serve him in the long run. Maybe that won't. But he definitely hasn't just... hasn't been like most crypto developers, and who have just either they're completely, we don't know who they are, they're completely, you know, anon, or he's gone the other way where he's like, right, I'm out there and in your face. So time will tell, but it'll be interesting to see how the documentary fares, what the reaction's like to that. Do we see a pump off it? and or do we not? Who knows? But yeah, it's an interesting time, no doubt, right?
No doubt. I mean, guys and girls, we have to understand that we are in a historic moment in crypto. We are in very intimately, excuse me, to an ecosystem that is being actively pursued by the United States government. This is, in many, many ways, an expression of financial warfare. Now, that may sound dramatic. I know. I'm not saying to go pick up the torches and light things on fire. I'm not saying that. But I am saying that what's happening right now, we are on the forefront of an innovative industry, right? Crypto's only, 13, 14 years old at this point. That is young. Real estate, okay, the real estate industry in America alone is several hundred years. Worldwide, real estate's been around forever. Closed trade, music industry, all those things are basically as old as time immemorial. The internet, the .com boom, what is that? How long have we had WWWs? 40-ish years, maybe? I don't, don't quote me on that. I'm just throwing a random number out there.
No, that's too long, man. But way less than that.
Okay, so what, 30 years? Okay, yeah. 30 years. Okay. So crypto is less than half the age of the internet. And it is an industry that threatens the status quo, threatens the world superpower. We're a part of history, not only by being in the industry, but by being a part of an ecosystem that's being actively attacked and targeted. And so in a way, I want people to feel inspired that they, in a way, are fortunate enough to be a part of history right here, right now. I hope people feel, yes, I understand we have money involved and everybody wants to make money. Don't get me wrong. But we're experiencing something right now that money can't buy.
100%. And I just going back to what we were talking about earlier in this stream, and I think has been the thread throughout it, is just like DeFi, right? Decentralization, building good stuff, adding value to the world. And, a lot of crypto doesn't add value to the world. A lot of crypto is a meme coin or a rug, or a pump and dump. So many good builders on PulseChain want good stuff. Some of the things out already, a lot's coming down the pipe. So yeah, if people can maybe take one thing away from this, I think it is about, opening your mind and just, instead of being maxi coin, maybe maxi freedom, maxi crypto, yes, which was built to be decentralized. Listen, man, I appreciate your time. I know it's getting late where you are. So I do enjoy talking about crypto, mindset, philosophy, all that good stuff. Tell the people where they can find you, more about you and your stuff.
Sure. So I'm going to chill for just a moment. So if for those out there listening that don't know me, I am the founder of internetmoney.io. We are the native PulseChain wallet. We are a MetaMask replacement, so you can access all your chains, but we're native to PulseChain. We're on Android, iOS, and Chrome extension. We have the best support that any wallet in existence has right now for PulseChain. There is no more PulseChain feature intensive wallet than the Internet Money wallet. Our website is internetmoney.io. It's here on my name. We are on Twitter, Telegram, Reddit, and YouTube at internetmoney.io. And if you don't know a lot about our ecosystem, that's okay. We have many, many cool features going on and around PulseChain and a few other chains as well. We are multi-chain, but again, PulseChain is the home base, and we're constantly introducing people to PulseChain. And the more we succeed, the more PulseChain succeeds. So if you haven't downloaded the wallet, if you're a MetaMask user or some other user, it's fine. I'm not upset at you, but download the wallet, give it a try. Just poke around on it. Look at how easy and awesome it is to interact and engage with PulseChain and your other chains. And if you really want to be helpful, drop a 5-star review in the App Store. Puts more eyes on PulseChain that way. So internetmoney.io is the best place to find us.
Awesome, KG. Thanks a lot for your time, brother. And I look forward to getting back on stream with you sometime soon and putting the world to rights as usual.
Hey, Matt. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for always giving us a voice, brother.
Thanks. Guys, if you like content like this, do hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified every time we drop new videos on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.